Okay, I am trying something new here, guys. I am now part of a program on Amazon that I can get different things to try out and review, make recommendations, and whatnot. Don't have any affiliate links to speak of yet. I do hope to get into that. So when I review stuff like this, good, bad, or indifferent, I can direct you guys to it. But anyway, that's still a work in progress. One of my previous videos, I walked around the neighborhood and I tried out these different microphones that work with the iPhone that you're seeing this video made with now. First one that I have here is Tekurs or Tekers or however you pronounce that, and it's okay in terms of its broadcast and receive strength, but I had some really nasty issues with the microphones themselves, and it seemed like I had to have it pretty close up to what I was, when I was speaking into it. I had to have it at, maybe 4 inches away, and as I got further and further away, it just got really tough to hear. So that was a big letdown. It also had some horrible wind noise. But, inside, in a much more controlled environment, it seemed to be okay. The only issue was that it only seemed to work, one hand width or at most the hang loose distance. Any more than that, and it was really tough to hear. But I do like the charging case for the thing. Has a USB-C input there, and there's a little dongle kind of cable that goes into the USB. So anyway, it's good, but there are some shortcomings there. Anyway, the one that I really did like for some different reasons was this caseless bundle by TOTO. Anyway, has a nice twin grill to let the audio in. It has a power button. It also has a noise canceling feature, which I'm not sure if I ever got that to work, but these did have a better sound quality overall. Some of that, proximity issue, it did sound really good, one hand width away, slightly less at the hang loose distance, and the full arm 3 feet away, it was pretty tough to hear. And this is what I call the it's sort of the British soldier black bear hat, but most people call this the dead cat, which I'm not sure which one I like more, but I love cats, so maybe the dead cat is what I need to stick with. Anyway, so this really helped in terms of the wind noise, and it could still pick me up pretty well, but the overall sound quality coming into the iPhone through this guy, it just seemed to be a little bit weak. And we've got some other stuff here. This is like charging cables, and this bizarre thing. Oh, this is like a Apple Lightning to USB-C. That's what that is. Okay. Anyway, this guy sounded okay too. But what really surprised me is the microphone that did so well. Let me take a moment and I'll lay all the bits out here for you. Right, so many moons ago, I got my start, dealing with cigar box guitars and telling people or showing people how I made them, and that turned into a whole DVD series. But the very first one that I did, I had a high 8 video projector, and it had a little eighth of an inch mini phone plug that it could use for audio. And these were the original 2 receivers that I had for these guys. This one uses a AAA and a 9-volt battery, and this one uses a AA and another 9-volt battery. So I had to supply 4 different batteries and hope that they were charged up enough to make the shot. So in the course of testing these, iPhone plug-ins type of microphones, I naturally wanted to do the comparison to this old setup here. And you guys agreed that this old clunky thing sounded superior to the brand new stuff, and that sucks. I mean, I would love to use something that's this small as opposed to this to go into the phone, because that I plug it in and it's done. It's taking power from the phone to get that to run. But with this guy, I have to first of all convert down from the 1/4 inch phone jack. I have to go down to an 1/8 of an inch phone jack there. And then, because Apple in their infinite wisdom decided to get rid of the earphone plug, I have to go into this little lightning doodad. So now I've got this just hunk of junk that has to hang off the phone, and it's a hack, So compare the size. But anyway, this is clearly the one that works best. And when I have, this is one reason why I think this works better, is because when this guy is turned on, this volume knob right there, I can adjust the gain of whatever's coming in to the mic. I can adjust that, and it can send a more powerful audio signal to the receiver. And I think that makes all the difference in the world when you listen back to the video. You can hear me talking. This thing can be on my shirt, or it can be like right up next to my neck, and it still sounds okay. So what I want to try to do at some future point is to take this thing apart and essentially get rid of all of that, so I can plug it directly in to the phone, have it powered, and have the audio and microphone signal go directly into the phone. It'll be a lot neater solution, at least on the phone end, and I won't have all of this weight hanging off. So we'll see how that goes. Part of the fun of being me is I don't always use the exact right tools for the job. This is a bucket of flux that I got from like a Lowe's or a Home Depot. And this is a stylus that I found in a parking lot somewhere. But I found that this works really good to dab on anything I want to desolder. Just helps it flow a little bit better. appears that I have some stereo connections on that one and some mono connections on that one. I wonder. Okay, so I've got the multimeter rescued from the desk drawer, and that. All right, let's see where this guy is hooked up to. Okay, I believe that is one of the audio out. Okay, and left I think is the tip. So that's left, right. I think that's ground, and then that'll be microphone. Let's test that. So ground is it this one? It appears so. All right, so that's ground. So I got left, right, ground. And now going over to this guy. Take it from the opposite side there. Microphone is indeed that one. Okay, so that's what I did. I had totally forgotten about that. So I only need the connections for the outermost sleeve and the next innermost. So that'll be my ground and my microphone. All right, danger tool number 1 is being put away. I just used that to whittle off a little bit on the side there. All right, there's the business. All right, so I have no clue what's in there. I really don't want to open it up because it's all nice and neatly contained in there. But I do know that there's some kind of a digital analog conversion chip going on in here, because this is a digital interface, quite possibly a serial interface, because there's 2 data lines and a ground, there's 2 more data lines and a ground, there's also a control. All right, I'll do a little bit more dissecting. We've got all kinds of color code. What do we got going on? We got red. We've got a green ground. And we've got a red and green. Then we've got blue and green. Very, very interesting. And then we've got some strain relief stuff there. All right, I'm going to have to dig up the color code for this. I'll be right back. Alrighty, we've got microphone wires identified. Blue is ground, and the green and red green and red candy cane stripe is the microphone hot. Alright. After a lot of probing and experimentation, I did finally get the iPhone Lightning plug to work for the microphone inputs, but it wasn't as straightforward as I had expected. In order to figure out that end, I had to tear apart the miniature phone plug end. And let's see, the color code, let's see, is red usually for the right channel audio. There's a, what is this? This is a green and gold. And then there's what I assume is blue because that's ground. And there's a green lurking in here. It's probably that one. Anyway, the important thing to realize is that the green and gold and the red were attached together. And without doing that, the microphone input just wouldn't work. So on this end, took the red and that green and gold, put them together. The green, that was the left channel audio. I just terminated that. So the blue wire and the red and green twisted wire became these. Blue was ground and the red and green were the hot lead. And I've put about four different layers of heat shrink on this for some strain relief. And I'm about to solder it to the receiver board, and we'll see how that goes. That's a good sign. Let's give it a shot. Okay, this is me talking through the microphone through this transmitter, and this microphone right here is the old one. The receiver is in the back of the phone. It seems to be receiving just fine. I can turn up. That's the top of the gain. I usually back off just a hair to keep it from overloading. And that is that. Okay, so you are listening to the old microphone, the old transmitter, and the old receiver plugged into the iPhone with the iPhone blade type lightning cable. And so this should be a good quality. It is a shame that the newer lapel mics that are Bluetooth and they're wireless, they're small, and they fit directly on the iPhone. There's just no fussing with them. But it's unfortunate that they were so noisy and just, you know, difficult to use for the situations that I find myself in. This is probably the absolute worst. You know, being outside, you've got all kinds of noises in the neighborhood here, and you've got wind noise. I'm also not in the best shape, so I'm getting winded just walking down the street. But I gotta say, I'm really happy with the new receiver there. So anyway, didn't work out so well with the USB mics, and you know, appreciate you guys checking in. You can see, there it is, the receiver plugged neatly in to the side or the bottom end of the cell phone. Anyway, all right, guys. Appreciate you guys following me through this. And I will check you guys later. All right, bye.